Sean O'Malley versus Merab at UFC 306 will not be close, and we are here to break it down. Now, you might be thinking, O'Malley's never faced a stylistic matchup like this. He's never faced a wrestler as good as Merab, but O'Malley has performed under pressure before, and we're going to see it again. We're going to see a masterclass of striking against Merab at UFC 306.
If there's one thing that Sugar Sean loves, it's those moments. Sean lives for the moments. He strives under pressure. And Sean O'Malley is going to destroy Merab, the Machine, Dvalishvili.
So I think there's a couple things I want to talk about because we've seen Sean O'Malley perform against Aljo and we've seen him perform against Peter Yan. Even though that was a close fight, you still have to give him credit for going an absolute war.
Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan was a fight that went the distance, but it was a full fight of absolute hands being thrown. It was lefts and rights and chins being smacked.
I think we've also seen him against Chito Vera going 5 rounds, a crazy pace.
Exactly. Chito might have the best conditioning on the feet in the division.
And chin.
Exactly. And Sean O'Malley just outclassed him for 5 rounds. It was dominance. And there's a chance we see a more dominant performance at 306 versus Merab.
Sean is still in that phase where he's getting better each fight. So we've seen him perform as a champion or in championship fights twice now. And this is going to be his 3rd fight. And I think that he's still young enough and he has great coaching where he's getting better at striking. He's getting better at takedown defense each fight. And so what we saw against Aljo and what we saw against Chito, it's just going to be another level of Sean. He's been facing wrestlers and people who can take him to the ground for, 3 or 4 fights now, like consistently. So when you think about building up a training camp around that, he's been doing it for years now. He's one of the hardest workers.
Oh, 100%. That dude has the mindset of, he might have the best mindset in the UFC.
Yeah.
He puts in the work and he's been putting in the work since he was a teenager. Yeah. That dude has not taken a day off since. And another thing that I don't think that people talk about enough is while Sean is getting better in the ring, I think he's also maturing. Like while he still is the guy with the pink and purple and blue hair that looks like cotton candy, like we have watched him turn into a man inside of the UFC. And I think that really is going to help him out in this fight.
Yeah, I think the Chito fight really proved that, being able to go 5 rounds and pace himself for those 5 rounds. He looked for his shots with that knee up the middle, which should have put out pretty much anyone, but he didn't waste all of his gas tank trying to finish him. Mm-hmm. Now we saw with Aljo, he picked his shot perfectly, that counter punch on the way in, dropped him, and he knew that he needed to finish him there.
Mm-hmm. Right? And his fight IQ, we have seen it since he was on the Contender series, is just like world-class fight IQ.
With his social media videos, like that's marketing. That's not him representative as a person. That's just to build hype around the fights. That's to create a persona, right? I think a lot of people, they need to realize that he is in the gym the same way that any other fighter's in the gym. He's not out there partying every night. He's not out there with the Nelk boys promoting their drinks like for a living. He's a UFC fighter. He has a gym in his house. Like, what else can you ask for?
Yeah, he's the real deal, and he might be one of the best marketers in the UFC, and he's one of the best fighters in the UFC. There's a reason that people say that he was cherry-picked by Dana, because he kind of was picked by Dana, but not just because of his marketability, because of the work that he puts in, and because of the fighter that he actually is.
Now, if we look at Merab has had some tough fights, but he's mostly been dominant in all of them. We've seen him take down... He has an insane amount of takedowns. I forget. I think it was against Aldo where he tried to take him down like 40 times or something. Mm-hmm. And Aldo was defending it like crazy. But yeah, Merab has maybe the best cardio and the best conditioning in the division.
On the ground.
The thing with Merab is that he's never faced a striker like O'Malley. We saw him face... He's getting this title shot off Henry Cejudo, which isn't the worst thing ever because he's beaten so many people before. But Henry Cejudo
isn't what he used to be.
No, and he was a flyweight. Like, yeah, he was the flyweight champ. He was the bantamweight champ, which is crazy impressive. But he's not the same fighter he used to be. And we've seen a lot of other people beat Henry Cejudo who aren't on the same level as Sean.
Yeah, but I think that Merab is capitalizing on the fact that there really was no true number one contender, especially that's more clear now, the way that Sandhagen lost to Umar. You know, like it kind of looked like could have been Corey who was the next man up, but
now do you have to question Merab's killer instinct as well? Because he wasn't willing to take a fight with Aljo to become the champ. He was willing to sit out.
Yeah, that is something you have to think about, and it's like, will he be able to get it done, or is he just going to be going out to get a decision, get himself a 48-47 split decision, you know?
Exactly. Every round starts on the feet. So every round he's going to have to be extremely aware of the striking, and he's going to have to shoot in every time, which could lead to some knees, maybe some flying knees from O'Malley. That would be a crazy highlight.
I think if we get to the 5th round and O'Malley's like clearly down like 3-1, O'Malley's going to pull out some like his bag of tricks. He's going to put out some crazy kicks, some crazy knees, some crazy hooks, because he's going to realize that he's got to do whatever he's done. And that's the maturity he has in the ring, realizing that like he's got to get it done. He's not going to let it go to a decision. He's going to get it done there and try to keep his title.
Even if Sean wins, how I see it going is Sean wins by KO. I don't think that this is going to go the distance, but I think what's going to be really annoying is even after the fight, when Sean wins by a KO, people are going to say, oh, but Merab was dominating him for the first 2 rounds in the wrestling. And he won the first 2 rounds.
And it's going to be like laying on him wrestling. It's not going to be like active jujitsu on the ground. It's going to be Merab laying on top of Sean, and Sean's going to be actually trying to get out.
Well, and people are going to make the argument that, oh, Sean is going to lose against, maybe Umar in the future, which he definitely could. But you can't make the argument that Sean got lucky catching him. Like with Aljo, you can't make that argument that he was lucky, because it's in the octagon. You're in a fight. That is a calculated move. It's a counterpunch.
And it's not like he got like one lucky win. Like he has backed it up. He has proved that he is one of the best pure strikers in the UFC.
And he got that loss back from Cheeto.
Exactly.
I think that Cheeto loss, it really helped him confidence-wise, because, he's been mentally undefeated. That's a mythical fighter, mentally undefeated O'Malley. And I think that a lot of people clowned on him maybe for not accepting that he had a loss. It might have been marketability. It might have been him keeping his mindset really high. But now that he has that win back and he's proved that was just a complete fluke accident, and he is...
Which it was.
Yeah, which it was. Yeah. And he is not beatable. So we've seen so far. I think that would give him a lot of confidence going into this fight as well.
And this is going to really prove to everyone that's a hater of Sean O'Malley, that still thinks he was cherry-picked, that he is legit. A second title defense, like in the UFC now, not many guys get 2 defenses. Those titles change hands nonstop. Like holding it for 1 defense is impressive now. You have guys in the top 5 or 6 pound for pound with no defenses.
Yeah.
Bilal Muhammad is like 5 or 6 and it doesn't have
it's Ilya. Ilya's the one that's
Ilya's
like
4.
Yeah.
With no defenses, and Bilal's like 5 or 6.
It's crazy.
Like Sean solidifies himself as a top 3 fighter in the UFC now. Currently with a win.
I don't even love Sean O'Malley that much. Dylan's the big Sean.
I like Sean.
But I honestly think that he is just levels above Merab.
But let me talk about why I love Sean.
Okay.
I love Sean because he like plays up this like pink and purple cotton candy TikTok boy persona, but when he's in the ring, he's legit. I know, like, I glaze people when they walk out in their black Venom jumpsuit. Like, I've mentioned this every episode, but like when you see Sean in that jumpsuit, he's business. Like, he is a different person in the ring and out marketing himself. Like, he is like a two-faced person, like Sean in the ring is scary, and he is there for one reason, and that is to win. He's there for business. And I that's one of the reasons why I love Sean O'Malley.
And there you go. That's why Sean's going to win at the Sphere. Hopefully this video ages well.
Hopefully. And hopefully we're not reacting to this in a month's time looking like fools when Sean taps out in the first round.
Not going to happen.
No.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.